Hi beautiful, welcome to my channel and welcome to Indie Christmas Palette Week. I am going to be reviewing throughout the week a few indie brand Christmas palette releases that I am very excited about. Starting today, as you saw in the thumbnail and title, with the Nomad Cosmetics Christmas Market palette. Then throughout the week, maybe even going into next week, because I do have another video I want to post in the middle, I am also going to be reviewing the Artificer palette from Fantasy Cosmetica, which looks incredible, and the Odin's Eye Ice Crystal palette. There is one more indie brand Christmas palette I would love to review, but I don't know if it's being sent to me or not. I would think it is, and that is the Christmas palette from Glaminatrix Cosmetics. I've seen it on their Instagram account. It looks incredible. If they send it to me, I'll be reviewing that one as well. Anyways, in today's video, we are talking about the Nomad Cosmetics Christmas palette, and I kept the box on because I noticed that they have like an advent calendar style thing going on the box, which I thought was so cute. And I just noticed we have things on the inside like the Christmas tree here, we have some ornaments, we have a star, we have a gingerbread man, some mistletoe over here, and here we have a nutcracker. So I thought that was a very cute detail to add to the outside box of this Christmas market palette. And then once you get into the actual palette packaging, here is what you have to look forward to. It's obviously a Christmas market, very European looking with gold accents all around. I love the big Christmas tree and the Ferris wheel and all of the little shops. And then once you open it, here is what the palette looks like. From the looks of it, it has more shimmers than mattes. I love the way the shades are arranged because they did like a little Christmas tree with the shimmers, and then around it we have the 6 matte shades. I'm also really excited about the fact that yes, they did put in a bright red and a bright green in the matte shadows, but the rest of them are pretty neutral, which I think is going to be great to combine with all of these jewel tone shimmers at the bottom here. It honestly looks very exciting. So let's go ahead and get on with the swatches. First shade is called Nutcracker and it's a matte brown. Second shade is that bright green color. It's called Eau Tenebum. First shimmer is called Paper Star and it's an iridescent pinky purple. And then the red matte shade is called St. Nicholas. There, that's a very smooth red. The last shade from the bottom row is this gray color here called Marketplace. And then we have a transition-y type color called Christmas Pyramid. The next color is a shimmer and it is called Gingerbread and it's a beautiful duochrome shade. Then we have First Snow Carousel, which is another stunning duochrome. And the last matte color is called Krampus. I'm gonna build it up a bit. First shade at the bottom row is called Almonds and Chestnuts and it's a stunning greenish gold. And then the last 4 colors are jewel tone shimmers. We have Candle Archers, we have Glass Ornaments, we have Glühwein and Incense Smokers right down here. So here are all of the shades swatched from this Christmas market palette and they all look really pretty. I'm definitely very excited to play with it. This last color I swatched called Intense Smokers, I definitely have to play with. The shade Gingerbread, also really exciting for me. So let me go ahead and clean my arm and we'll get started with a couple of eyeshadow looks. If any of you decides to end up going for this palette, don't forget to use code PATTY10 at checkout on the Nomad Cosmetics website so you can save 10% off of your purchase. I have my Refer brushes ready. They're having the biggest sale of the year right now and I have an additional 15% off on their website. The link is below and the code is PATTY15 for an additional 15% off on top of their Black Friday sale. Let's start over here on this end and I'm going to use the shade Christmas Pyramid first as my base / transition color. Let me get you closer. I have a bit of concealer on my eyelids, but that is it. With that color, I'm going to back and forth prep my eye for the eye look using it as my base / transition shade. Now with the same brush, the Refer number 15, I'm going to grab the shade Nutcracker, which is this dark brown color, and I'm going to add it on the outer third of my eyelid by tapping the color in place very lightly at first, and then from there we will start blending. So with the tip of my brush and a very light hand, I am back and forth blending that color throughout the crease crease of my eye. And forward, that's a really beautiful cool tone brown shade. I'm blending it all the way through the crease. I didn't add any more, I just blended what I applied at first. I will add a tiny bit more right now, right here on the outer third of the eyelid to deepen up that area just a bit further. And with the same number 15 brush, I'm just making sure everything blends in place. So it is time to play with the shimmers. I think I want to use the shade Candle Arches here, which is this green shade. It's green, but it almost looks like it has hints of teal in it. It's a very, very stunning shimmer. And I'm going to add it on the outer half of the eyelid, making it meet with my matte shades back here. I'm going to, with my brush, make sure they blend into each other nicely. It's a very pretty shade. See how it's green and it's got like some lighter, brighter green sparkles in it? Very pretty. To follow it up, I'm going to use this color right here in the corner called Almonds and Chestnuts, and it's like a poopy brown type shimmer in the best way. It looks really nice. It's not quite gold, not quite champagne. It has some green in it. It's a very unique shimmer. So I'm adding it over the green a bit and then blending it forward. And I'm using my finger so that we pack a punch with those shimmers. That looks stunning. And I will use, I don't know if I'll use the bright red shade for any of my looks, but I will use the bright green shade for this one. For the innermost corner of the eye, I'm going with the next most logical color. I'm staying over here in this corner and I'm going to use the shade Gingerbread, which is a stunning shimmer. And with my reference number 2 brush, I am going to add it to the innermost corner of the eye and blend it in. Just right there and then blending it in. That is such a beautiful color. I'm going to grab my very bright green shade with a reference number 13 and we are going to smoke up my lower lash line with it. Hopefully that'll look okay. A little more. I'm dusting off my brush a bit and grabbing my transition shade and then blending that right under the green. To bring the brown down, what I'll do is I'll apply some brown eyeliner in the waterline. Hopefully that'll suffice. But I will add just a tad bit more to the outermost corner of my eye with my fluffy brush right back there, because it was looking like I had a bit of a gap between the green and the brown. So that's looking really pretty. In my opinion, let's add brown to the waterline. Here's Laura Mercier in the shade Espresso. Make sure it's a cool tone brown or a neutral brown. We don't want a warm brown in the waterline for this look. And with a pencil brush, I am going to smudge it between my lower lashes ever so slightly. There we go. And so that right there is a very festive eyeshadow look. I really like the way it came out. I love the combination of the cool brown with the bright green shades, and I love all of the gold to green sparkles on the eyelid. Big fan of this eyeshadow look. So let's see what we can come up with next. I will of course be doing mascara and even some lashes so that this look really stands out. But so far I love it. I'm going to curl my lashes with my Refer curler. And before I apply any mascara, I'll do look number 2. So to begin the second look, I am of course going to head over to this side of the palette here, since we use so much of this side already, and start by building my crease with this color here called Krampus. I wiped off my Refer number 15 brush and I'm going to use that shade as my transition for look number 2. Slowly building it on the crease of the eye. Since this one is darker than the shade we used for the first eye look, I don't need this one to be all over like the other one was all over. To smoke this up, I'm going to use this shade here called Marketplace, which is a very dark gray shade. I'm going to add it to the outermost corner of the eye, tapping it in place with my Refer number 15 brush. And then I'm going to start blending it into my transition color. Now that I'm looking at my earrings, if any of you has been interested in the Ideal jewelry I talked to you guys about a few months ago, like this chain right here, which I absolutely love, and my earring down here, these are lab grown diamonds, the ones in the chain as well, and it's 14 karat gold, and they are on sale right now for 20% off. The link is in the description box. And these are a modular type of earring, so they have a lot of different pieces you can combine to get the look that you want. I love their jewelry. I was looking at their website yesterday and lusting over a lot of the pieces. This is a clean brush, a reference number 15 max. I'm just going to run it over everything. I was saying I'm lusting over a lot of the pieces myself, but I would have to ask for the pieces I was lusting over as a Christmas present from my husband. I can't buy them for myself. Anyways, here is those two shades blended into each other. Let's start working on the shimmers, and I really want to play with this shimmer down here called Incense Smokes. It's like a gunmetal type shimmer. It's very, very pretty, and I'm just going to tap it over the smoky matte color I was using right there. And then, oh, I was going to use this one, but that's way too warm. I'm gonna go with the purple, or should I do, ooh, I think we're going to do blue actually. Forget what I was thinking. We're going to do blue. If you're ever wondering which shades to use together, that's what I do to choose mine. I just swatch them on the tip of my fingers. I put them next to each other or next to what I've already grabbed, and that helps me decide when looking on the monitor or in a mirror what shades would go together nicely. So here's that beautiful blue shade called Glass Ornament, and I'm going to use the shade First Snow next, which is a lighter blue shade, with the other side of my reference number 2 brush, and I'm just going to blend it forward. I want more of that gunmetal shimmer as well, so I'm tapping it over the blue so that it doesn't disappear. And then with a small flat brush, the one that I found first was this BK Beauty 209. I don't love BK Beauty for their eye brushes. I love their complexion brushes better, but I have nothing against this little flat brush. And I am using the lightest shimmer color from this palette called Paper Star, which is a duochrome purple pearl type color, and adding it to the inner corner of the eye. Back to the shade Marketplace, which is my deep dark gray color, and I am smoking that shade right under my lower lash line, around halfway in. And then with the shade Krampus, which is the shade I use as a transition color, I am smoking it out under my lower lash line. I'm going to use the same brown eyeliner for this eyeshadow look, Laura Mercier in the shade Espresso, and make sure to smoke it between your lower lashes so that it blends nicely with the shadows you put in place. Alright, and here is the finished blue look. It looks really nice. It looks spectacular. Very fun for the holidays as well with all the sparkle. I will say I think I prefer the green look from this palette a little more. Both of them are very pretty, but the green one looks very nice. Anyways, I'll be back with mascara and lashes on. I'm back with both eye looks fully finished. I applied mascara, I applied lashes, I put on some blush, some lipstick. For lipstick, I used the Anastasia lip liner in the shade Cinnamon, and I combined that with the Laura Mercier lip liner in the shade Fifth Avenue, which is a nude, but it looks darker because the lip liner is very dark. For blush, I used my Obsession, which is the YSL blush in number 23. I hate a lot of these YSL blushes, but number 23 is a must-have. And then here are the finished blue and green looks with this palette. Let me pull you guys away a bit. Evelyn woke up and joined me. She doesn't want to go with grandma. She wants to be with mom, so we're here. Anyways, here is what both looks are like from a little bit further away. Now that I'm stepping away from my face a bit, I really do like the blue look as well. But I think I'm going to stay with the green look as my favorite. Both of them are really good. I really like them. And they look really nice with the blush and the lip on, I would say. So yeah, here are the final looks. Do I like this palette? Yes. I honestly knew I would like it because I have been really loving Nomad Cosmetics formulas. The shimmers are great, the mattes blend nicely, and I love that even though it has the pops of colors in the shimmers and the bright red and green colors, they still have some really nice neutrals to put around the shimmers in a way that looks very flattering, and it makes the looks a lot more wearable in my opinion. Mama, how should I cook it? Anyways, if you guys liked this palette, if you like the eyeshadow looks, let me know in the comments section below. If you're going for it, don't forget to use code PATTY10 at checkout. Give the video a thumbs up if you liked it. Subscribe if you haven't already. I love you all so much. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you back in the next video. Bye! Bye! Ay, qué rico!